Hello, everybody. This is AG here, and welcome to the Talladega Super Speedway, as we are here to qualify for the 17th race of the season in Season 8 of the Turkey Hill Truck Series, the Cookout 250, tomorrow at noon Eastern Time right here on AG, the channel. And with only 2 races left to go in the championship, this is going to be the deciding race to who gets the championship, no doubt about it. And we come into this event with a 5-point gap between the top 2 drivers. Sebastian Kukulon retook the points lead at Las Vegas and has 5 points ahead of Laura Chung. And then Ryan Kinghart there, 36 points behind with a good opportunity as well. But this is a race where anything can happen, anybody can win. And there's a good opportunity that some of these guys might get wrecked out in tomorrow's race. Join alongside Nathan Stapleton for the call of this one. And Nathan, nobody is safe in this championship battle right now between those 3 guys. And even really Brad Stover still has a shot, 61 points behind. What do these drivers need to do tomorrow in order to avoid losing a bunch of points and having a shot on Christmas Day at Homestead?
Well, it's a lot easier said than done here at Talladega, that's for one thing. The big one can and will happen at any given moment, and if that has some of these championship contenders in it, then that could change everything. If Kukulon and Chung get involved in the big one, that just opens up the door for Kino and maybe even Stover to have a outside shot at stealing the championship away from the top 2 drivers all season long in Kukulon and Chung. But if the opposite happens and Stover and Kino get involved in the big one, then it will almost be a 2-driver fight at Homestead. So a lot of implications here. And Talladega, you cannot really prepare for it. You just have to put a foot to the floor and hope you survive through the big one.
It's going to be interesting to see how it all goes down. It's going to be interesting here in qualifying as well, because this is even going to be a pretty random session compared to a lot of the other ones that we've had this season. Will Parrish going to be the first driver to complete a full lap under speed. Laura Chung there, right behind him, and she's going to go to the top of the board. Of course, she had a very dismal qualifying effort at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway last weekend, and that kind of set her back a little bit. It could have been a much more drastic swing, though. She did move her way through the field very well in the race, but now you see she's 5 points behind after what went down at Las Vegas. A good opportunity for her to retake the points lead if something happens to Kukulon, but realistically, I feel like if either Kukulon or Laura Chung win this race, they might win the championship next weekend at Homestead. I feel like Kukulon might have an advantage at Homestead, but we're just going to have to see how it all goes down. Another guy to watch out for is definitely Ryan Kinghart, and if Kukulon and Chung get involved in an accident and Kinghart goes on to win this race tomorrow, Kinghart could end up winning the championship. But Kinghart, remember, throughout the whole season, he's had so many opportunities, especially earlier on in the season, where he could have gone on and grabbed race victories, and it did not go his way. Texas is a great example. Iowa's another example where both of those races he wrecked out and finished deep in the field. If neither of those events happened, he could be the points leader coming into this race. So there's things like that that happen throughout the season, definitely playing a factor into the championship. But regardless of the fact, it's going to be a great one here at Talladega tomorrow. And we'll get our picture on who's going to be in contention for the championship in the final race of the season next weekend on Christmas Day. Here's Sebastian Kukulon, the points leader in the number 75, and he's in a good line behind Ali Yera, and the 91 of Igor Beretta. We'll have to see if he moves his way through the field, but this is one of those places where you start really doesn't matter. But if you're up front, it might be a little bit better than being midway through the pack, because that's where the 4 wide tends to happen here at the Talladega Super Speedway.
And then we got a nice single file train right here, and oh my goodness, the 19 of the most flying in front of the 25. But that didn't work out, and that's going to force him to just go to back of this line. And for qualifying, that's definitely what you want to do, is stay in the single file line, get the best speed as possible. But like Al said, it's not really going to matter too much, but it might matter if you start up front, you have a better chance of not getting involved in the big one, the 4 wide melee. And it's Talladega, you don't know when it's going to happen, but right now, the 25 of Caleb Rose has had some surprising good ones here late in the season. Was fastest, but now it's the 20 of Ali Lalea.
She had a good run there, and the trick to getting a good time here at Talladega is actually being a bit of a distance behind a driver, then catching up to him on a given lap, and that's what Yera did there in the 20. Now she's got the fastest time, but right behind her is Kukulon in the 75, who's in this big pack right now, and I think a lot of these guys in this big pack are going to have good times. You mentioned Caleb Rose. Grabbed the podium finish in Martinsville 2 weeks ago. It's been an interesting season for him. Didn't have the best of runs at Las Vegas, but he started off the season pretty dismal, and now he's midway through the field and 18th in the points standing. So good run for Caleb Rose here late in the going for this season. And who knows, this is definitely a race that Caleb Rose could win. This is a race anybody in this field can win. And with that being said, you know, we could easily see a guy who has not even been close to winning a race this season go to victory lane tomorrow, and that's the exciting thing I have. Of all the races this season, this is going to be the one where the ratings mean the least, and it's the penultimate race of the season, so anything can happen. But Kukulon is not letting that stop him. He's looking to get his 4th pole of the season. He, along with Ryan Kinghart, the only 2 drivers to win 3 poles on the year, and they both lead the field in poles this season. We'll have to see if one of them can possibly get it done, but we're kind of near the end of this session. I think those times might be wearing down. This pack has pretty much found its speed, and Aliera looking to possibly start on the pole position for tomorrow's event. If I'm not mistaken, she might have started on the pole for Daytona as well. I cannot remember. That was a long time ago when we did that race, but for some reason I feel like she had a shot there. I might be thinking of the Christmas Eve 500 from a couple years ago. I know we haven't done that race in a while, Nathan, and I'm sorry we're not doing it again this year, but she's good on the super speedways, and she might be a threat to win tomorrow. We'll just have to see if she can pull it off. Some of these guys coming down the pit lane right here. But Yera is still the fastest with Kukulon, Igor Barreto, Ethan Lewis, and Caleb Rose, the top 5. We'll see where Laura Chung is. She is 15th. And then Ryan Kinghart in the 98 is 20th. Now, with this being Talladega, like I said, it doesn't matter too much where you start because there's going to be a lot of cycling going on. We'll see where Brad Stover is as well in the 45 machine. And Stover is in the 8th position. So, those top 4 guys in points, and if you want to count Ethan Lewis, the top 5 drivers of points, all starting top 20 as of right now. Eric Drew is 21st, who's 6th in the point standings, and then Nathan Stapleton is 7th. And Stapleton was in that big pack there. He is midway through there in 14th. So, going to be interesting to see how it all goes down tomorrow with all those guys starting top 20. I feel like a lot of them are going to find their way up front. There's going to be some bonus points handed out for leading laps for some guys, but at the end of the day, it could be anyone's race to win once we get that checkered flag tomorrow here at this race at Talladega.
It really can be, and you mentioned that how playing some of the matches and how anyone can win. Literally, Kukulon, who's the point leader, or Juan Rodriguez, who's last in points, could easily win. It's just so unpredictable here at Talladega. And Alex, just to confirm, I did go back and Alex went to get 2nd at Daytona. Didn't get the pole, but she got 2nd.
Alright, so she was close. She was close in that one there at Daytona. But she's looking for one step further here, at least for the pole position. It would be Yera's first pole of the season. She has yet to start on the pole for any of the races this season, and it's looking like she's going to get it here at Talladega. Got the win at Texas earlier this season, 8th in points. Been a great season for her, and obviously got the win in the Thanksgiving 500. That was the big win for her when she got that one. So definitely a very good super speedway racer, and I think she's going to have a good opportunity in this one tomorrow. But so will Kukulon there starting in 2nd, and so will all these other drivers in the field, even all the way down to 36. Ryan Durrani there starting in the last position as of right now. He could have a good shot at winning the race moving through the field. It's going to be a fun one. Like, unlike Daytona, these guys are not going to stay in their respective positions. I think it's going to be like the Talladega races of the past where they just keep on cycling through, and it's going to come down to being in the right place at the right time at the end of the race. And you got to avoid the big one, too, so a lot of things to have in play there. There won't be any pit stops as normal, and if we do get a caution in the race tomorrow, it'll only be a 2-lap caution, only unless we have 3 laps to go, then the race will end at that point. So, should be interesting to see how that affects the event as well. It's going to be an all-out race, no need to come down for fuel or tires, as usually is here. But definitely excited to see how that affects the field and affects the outcome of tomorrow's Cookout 250. But Aliera in the number 20 won the Thanksgiving 500 about a month ago. About 4 weeks ago, I think. Yeah, about 3 weeks ago, I guess. I don't know. I just came off of working practically 26 straight days. You know, time doesn't mean anything to me anymore. So I really lost count there. But the 20 machine definitely looking to possibly get this race victory, and she's going to have a good shot starting on the pole in tomorrow's race. But definitely excited to see how the championship battle ends up falling through as well. We got some guys kind of moving their way up there. Reggie Fogelman there in 6th. Juan Rodriguez up to 9th. You mentioned Rodriguez there, and then Derek Hamill is 10th. That's going to push some guys a little bit further back. Laura Chung's now 18th, and Ryan Kingart's down in 30th. So they're going to have some work to do to catch up to Kukulon, but I think they're going to be able to do so in the 24-lap race tomorrow.
And right now, it looks like it will be that number 20 machine, and it's going to be real interesting of what happens. And hopefully we don't see any of the championship contenders get involved, but it's Dega, and that could happen. But I feel like we're in for a good show tomorrow here for the Cookout 250, and that's going to do it.
That's it for qualifying. Aliera wins the pole for the Cookout 250. Sebastian Kukulon, Igor Barreto, Ethan Lewis, Caleb Rose, Reggie Fogelman, Roberto Crown Jr., Nathan Orman, Juan Rodriguez, and Derek Hamill, the top 10. We do have a tie between Laura Chung and Jonathan Logan, but Chung obviously has the advantage between those two drivers right there. And going through the rest of the field, I do believe everything is as it is. No more ties, so that is how they will start. Ryan Kinghart starting deep in the field there in 30th. That's going to be interesting to see if he can work his way through the field. And also watch out for Brad Stover, who won last week at Las Vegas. He's starting 12th. He still has a mathematical chance. I think Ethan Lewis and Eric Drew also have mathematical shots as well. The most amount of points you can gain on a driver is 40 points. If you win the race and lead the most laps is 41 points, and last place with no laps led is 1 point. So if you have an 80-point lead on someone, that at this point, that effectively takes them out of contention. So it's Kukulon, Chung, Kinghart, Stover, Lewis, and Eric Drew, who all have a chance at the championship. Sorry, Nathan, you're just outside the cutoff there, 86 points behind. Eric Drew is going to have to win both races and lead a lot of laps, and for Kukulon and Chung to fall back in the field if he's going to have a shot. Same really for Ethan Lewis. But Kinghart's the guy to watch out for because he's 36 behind. If Kukulon and Chung wreck out, I mean, if Lewis just finishes ahead of them, he's going to be mathematically in contention heading in the Homestead, so I'd watch out for that. It's going to be interesting tomorrow, noon Eastern Time, right here on AG, the channel. The Cookout 250 from Talladega in the Turkey Hill Truck Series. Aliera going to lead us to the green flag for that one. Thank you guys so much for watching once again. Huge thanks to Nathan Saplin for joining me. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the 17th race of the season. I will see you guys later.